Hi guys, this is Gabriele from Nanoshan, and today I'm steeping green tea. It's a very nice weather outside, the sun is shining, and it's so nice to have a cooling and refreshing green tea. So during spring and summer I really like to drink green tea the whole day long. But unfortunately I spend most of my day in the office, and in the office it's difficult to do Gongfu cha this way, right? You have even a very simple set like this, you have a Gaiwan, you have a pitcher, you have a bowl, and you need to take a lot of care about your steeping. You don't want to leave the tea too long in the water, otherwise it would get bitter. Green tea is a little bit difficult to steep. Now, in the office, really, you don't have time for all of these, but you can simplify a little bit the process. You could actually get rid of your Gaiwan simply using the pitcher to steep the tea. So let's pretend we don't have the Gaiwan. And then from here, whenever you're ready, you can pour it from the pitcher into your bowl and drink it from there. Another way to simplify the process is even to avoid using the pitcher. You just steep your leaves into the bowl. And this is also a convenient method, and you can do that. Although, let's say you have a bowl at work and you pour water, and then a colleague of you get into your office and start talking to you, and you cannot dedicate the time you want to the tea, and then you have to talk to him, or maybe you have to run next office, next to the next room for a meeting, and your tea is still steeping and will eventually turn bitter. So I just got 2 new teas here, and I would like to drink those teas during the next weeks. And I thought, at which temperature shall I steep them? Because this is a simple method, but since green tea is so sensitive to temperature, I really want to find out which is the right temperature to brew it. Just give me a few minutes to get started, and then I will explain you what I'm going to do. And here we are. So I put the tea in 6 different bowls. I have here Zisun, Guju Zisun in these 3 bowls, 2 grams each, and I have Longjing, a very fresh Longjing in these 3 bowls. And now what I'm going to do is to steep each tea at 3 different temperatures, and then I want to see how the taste evolve over time. So I will go for 55 degrees here, 75 degrees here, and 95 degrees here. So just give me a couple of more minutes, I will prepare everything, and then I will be back to you. All right, here we are. So we have now the 2 different teas with 3 different temperatures, and I will steep them for 5 minutes, and then I will start tasting and see which one develops more bitterness and which is enough strong in flavor for me. We are almost ready to go. I will start stirring the first 2 teas before I pour them in the cup. We have the Zisun, is a more floral green tea, this one here, while the Longjing is more of a nutty green tea. It has a higher fire, so it has more, it has warmer tones in it. Also, the color actually is more is warmer of the Longjing, is more intense, while the Zisun is very, very pale actually. So now it's 5 minutes, and let's see. This is a 55 degrees. It's very, very light. Yeah, I mean, it's pleasant. It's not water, not at all. But let's say you need a little bit of imagination to feel the taste. Well, this is actually very good. I'm surprised that with just 55 degrees water it tastes so intense. Well, of course, it's not bitter at all, really. There is no bitterness in it, but the taste is very, very pleasant. It's like putting a bunch of hazelnuts into your mouth. And now it's time to start tasting the 75 degrees tea. So I will stir them again, as done for the other two. And now let's see. The leaves are very tiny. It's difficult to not get them into the cup. Still not bitter, and definitely better than the first one, more intense. I prefer actually the first one. Kind of surprised. I mean, it's only 75 degrees, but it starts developing some bitterness. Now it's still time, is already time for the next ones. So let's mix them a bit. Now that's interesting. I would say it depends on your tongue and how much bitterness you like. In my case, I actually like bitter taste, so it doesn't disturb it to me too much. Here it starts developing some bitter taste, but also the flowering, the bouquet is much more present than the other two. So if you are a person that, for example, drink coffee without sugar, then you would probably like this one better than the other two. Let's see the longing. Not much difference with the previous one in terms of bitterness. So actually, overall, I pretty much like the nutty longing steeped at very low temperature, 55 degrees, and I liked the 75 degrees for this one. However, this is just the start, because now I will let them steep for quite a while. So I will just pretend I'm going to a meeting and I will be back in 20 minutes and I see what happens. So I will remove a little bit of water, so I pretend I have drunk another little bit, and then I will go to a meeting, I will come back, I will pour water again, and I will see what happened. So I will be back with you in a while. Almost 30 minutes are gone. I'm back from my meeting and I'm ready to continue drinking green tea. So the tea has been steeping here for half an hour in just a little bit of water, and now I want to see what happened to the taste. I have here water at 55 degrees, so I will put it in the first bowl. And then I will warm it up at 75 for these and 95 for these. I will put it in there, and then I will taste the three teas together. And here we go. Now I've put water in all the bowls. and we can start the tasting. So this is the lightest tea, stick at a very low temperature. We have the Zisun here. I have to say that all of these teas are very fresh and from this here harvest, and this for sure makes also a difference in the way they develop bitter taste. I'll tell you in a second. So this one is too light. Even after half an hour, it's not bitter, but it's simply too light. Well, the Longing, it's interesting, it's not bitter, but the nutty taste is there. It's still very pleasant. I wouldn't say that it became like too dull or flat, not at all. It's a good tea, even after half an hour steeping. I like this one. Better than I was expecting. I'm not sure between these two. Maybe better the first. Here a little bit more, it's not the bitterness, none of them are bitter, it's very interesting actually, but it's a little bit herbal, grassy. It's like a fresh cut of grass in the meadow. And it's not exactly the kind of taste I'm searching in green tea. I don't like when it is too fresh, almost uncooked. Yeah, this is start becoming a little bit unpleasant. So, summary: if the tea is very light and floral, very fresh and floral and light, like this Zisun or like Anji Bai Cha, for example, I would say 75-80 degrees is the best if you want to steep in a bowl or in a pitcher for a very long time, and if you still want to have a drinkable tea when you come back from a meeting. If you go for a more intense and warm green tea like this Longing, then I would say it's better to stay at low temperature. 60 degrees, I would guess, would be a good temperature if you're going to steep it for very long. Now, say that all these teas are whole leaf and are very fresh. So you cannot make the same judgment if your green tea is cut in pieces or in machinery processed, and even not if your green tea is too old, for example, from last year or 2 years ago, and in the meanwhile has not been stored in the fridge. If the tea is too old, it will develop bitter taste much easier. So I suggest that you perform this experiment yourself at home with the kind of teas, with the 2 teas, 3 teas that you want to taste during the summer, and you find out which is the better for you. I hope you like this video. And if this is the case, please click on the like button here below. And also, if you would like, just subscribe our video. We would be very glad to inform you then when we get new videos online for you. So thank you very much. Enjoy your tea moment and see you next time. Bye bye.